Before Lifeskills, I mean, my life was very unmanageable. I was not in a good space, mental health-wise, completely deteriorated, completely relying on substances just to make it day by day. Household-wise, relationships with my family weren't very good. Outside of that, I didn't really have relationships. My only true relationship was with substances. If I couldn't be in a chemically induced state, there was no point in living. I had tried treatment previously. I tried, almost every other option in the book at that point, and I got Baker acted and got fed the ultimatum of you either go to treatment again or you're homeless. And I think for me that was the pivotal point of I don't want to be homeless. Family was going to cut complete contact with me. So I went to treatment. Even when I first got, to detox and residential, I still didn't want to stop. I make my daily call to my mom, beg and plead to come back home, that it was going to be different this time, which she had heard several times before. And in the moment, I resented her for it completely of not letting me come back home, but I think in the long run, that's what made the initial impact that I needed to kind of stay, because I didn't have a choice. At Lifeskills, I think the groups are very beneficial, specifically the male trauma group. I think it was that space where you could be fully open and kind of really get to the nitty-gritty. I had great therapists while I was there. Family therapy was a huge part initially of being able to communicate with my mom with that mutual third party that was able to mediate everything, because at that point my relationship with my mom was very much transactional. It was what can I get from her with the least amount of damage. Whereas now, I call my mom once a week now. Not to want anything, just to ask how she's doing. And I think that's just another, vouch for Lifeskills of not only has it given me the freedom to kind of do what I need to do and grow up essentially, but also be able to rekindle relationships with people that I never thought I would again. I think it gave me the accountability. That's one thing that now I can look back and realize is kind of what I needed. I needed that structure in my life. I needed to be told what to do day to day to follow that. Waking up, having to go to groups at certain times, getting off at a certain time, things like that to kind of build that into my day-to-day life. I make choices for myself now, and I'm at a point, recovery and just overall, where I can make concise decisions and not regret it. I have full freedom of my life. I have that right voice in my head now of not to run away anymore. I have a great group of guys that I can call any day at any time. I have my sponsor who's been with me now for over a year. When I look back 2 years ago, and my biggest thought was, how can I get high for the day? Where now it's like, I get the privilege to get up in the morning. I get the privilege to go to work. Little things like that that you take for granted, where now I have the ability to do that.